Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are picking up right where we left off with our brave, very green crew in low Earth orbit at Kauai Potato Station, where they are, four of them at least, are preparing to depart on Little Dory there, the craft with the blue pontoons, out to the Tremonia Station in low lunar orbit to get the station outfitted and set to operational status so that we can resume scientific harvesting operations on the surface of the moon. We do have a special mission in mind for this crew once they get there, and once their craft is all fueled up and we have the crew all loaded in, which we will do thanks to connected living space for a change instead of just EVAing everybody over. We will get them on their way. As a matter of just kind of lightening the load a little bit, we are going to take two of these crates and leave them behind. They're empty anyway, so not like we're missing out on much, but we are bringing about 2 tons of extra cargo out to the moon, which we've never actually done before, despite little Dory here being completely rated for it. So I don't know, call it a little bit of precaution, just leaving a couple of kilograms back behind us. But with our ship clear of Kauai Potato Station, we will make our ejection burn, or our translunar injection burn, I should say. We're not ejecting from anything really. Gonna stay totally within Earth SOI, and that transfer of mass is always just fun to watch. But KSP is just kind of convinced that we're not actually going to the moon. It does this a lot anyway, but I'm more than willing to think that we are in fact going to get to the moon. We'll just plot this little correction once we are in lunar SOI to make sure that we're not going to pile into the moon, and set our periapsis on the orbital track of Tremonia Station, and then we'll just warp on out about 2 days or so to make this inclination correction, which I of course will overshoot, but then we'll start to plan a reduction of our periapsis in with the goal in mind of that putting our separation at closest approach to within a couple hundred meters would be nice. We're basically going to take a lap, get this in at the 1 point whatever kilometer mark, and then adjust our approach as we come in and try to adjust this on RCS. There's our station there. Finally, we can finally bring a crew on out to this, and like I said, get this set to operational status, do a little bit of cleaning up, and then resume lunar surface operations. So with our speed relatively zeroed, we will pull ourselves nicely into a parking spot. I mean, eventually. We'll start our approach. We'll switch our guidance to the docking port and use our reverse cameras to just gently angle us on in there. A little nudge of the paint, a little adjustment, and then boom, docked. So first step is to walk through the entire station and turn on all of the lights, kick on the air conditioners, make sure all the beer is cold, make sure comms are set up, and get everything here booted up and running. And there it is. Tremonia 2 is officially operational. Now, as a very first step, we will get our pilot into the Lunar Uber 2. We do want to move this over to a docking port, but I was unable to do that on my own. So we are going to transition now into last week's live stream, where I picked up pretty much at the same point my very first thing to do was to slowly rotate the station, put those solar panels into the sun, and make sure we are getting enough juice. We did dump a little fuel into the lunar Uber. We're going to fuel up the tug module, which was never actually separated from this fuel tank, thankfully enough, so that we can go ahead and separate that. We no longer need that tug, so we're going to go ahead and do the extraordinarily routine task of deorbiting the tug module. But while we're at it, we're probably going to get rid of some of our excess junk. So for that, we will need our trusty DeWalt cordless drill. we have these two landing legs here in the fuel tank, and we're going to go ahead and move them over to the strut arms of the tug module just to really kind of get rid of them. It does reduce our part count by a little bit. Of course, getting rid of all these struts will be the biggest benefit. And so as we proceed on this extraordinarily routine undocking and deorbiting, I will turn you over to old me. Alright, let's get this tug out of here. You got a solar panel open. Excellent. Decouple node. Nope, your RCS was already armed. Gently, gently. Pull free of the giant bomb to which you are docked, please. Alright, you're listed as a separate vessel. Uh-oh. I think we might have to time warp clip through things. Please land the whole construction on the moon. I don't know if we can. The little green number by the drill. What about it, Palsy? But yeah, I know what you're talking about. So even if we time warp, this isn't gonna... Yep, there it is. Alright, now we wait. I don't know what it was stuck on, but we could do this in the most cheaty way possible. RP-1 also works in mysterious ways. Fuel crossfeed for radial decouplers unlocks in 80s. There's an engine pylon that surface attaches that can decouple. Perfect for caveman shuttles. Press it next time you're on EVA. Oh, press... Oh, is it like a shortcut? I'm assuming that's what's going on here. It's a shortcut. Well, that's interesting. Son of a bitch. Well, that cleaned up things real nice. How many solar panels does she have left? Just the one. Excellent work. You son of a bitch. Are we controlling? No, we can't control from there. Let's control from here. Arrest your spin, please and thank you. God. Where's the rest of our junk? There's our junk. Can we not set as target? Can we... Oh, God. Well, no. Let's say the one thing we have lots of is fuel. God. Nothing ever really goes the way we want it to, does it? So our very first action here was to fire up the engines on Lunar Uber 2 and kind of cancel out our drift away from the station, and then use all of our available thrusters, both on our resupply pod and on Lunar Uber, to adjust our approach in hopes that maybe we could redock this fuel tank at Tremonia Station. It's a little bit of a pipe dream, but as a contingency plan, we're just going to go ahead and get as much fuel out of this fuel tank as possible. Worst case scenario, we can just abandon the fuel tank. It might have a bit of a Kraken in it, and it does kind of scare me keeping it around, considering the bad luck that it just brought down on our brand new space station. I'm not exactly thrilled with this piece of machinery, but That fuel is kind of the get home fuel for Dory. Yeah, there is our first attempt at an approach. Due to a bad camera angle, I have nudged the station into a slow spin. We will try to correct and bring this around so that we can maybe have a chance of docking it. But all in all, it's just not looking good. Our weight balance is way off. Our thruster authority is entirely off, and yeah, there was a good thwop that we gave the station. So we have decided to abandon the fuel tank and just go ahead and dock our Lunar Uber 2 and our resupply pod directly to the docking ports on the docking hub directly, and be done with this Kraken cursed thing. And this is the best frame rate you will ever see at Tremonia Station, because we now have 3 separate craft that can be split into 3 separate threads on the processor. Yeah, it just it works a little bit better this way. So while we are attempting to refuel the Lunar Uber as quickly as possible, while we're waiting for our resupply tug to get on final approach with Tremonia Station. So yeah, looks like we're on final approach for docking now. So I will just go ahead and turn you back over to old me live during the broadcast. There it is. Oh hey, there's LU2 coming in pretty close now. We should probably get this over with sooner rather than later, please. Alright, I'm sorry, Chad. I've been ignoring you. Okay. Talking to Lucy about the space plane. Alright, which way are we? Well, we're not. Relative speed. 0 meters per seconds. Alright, yes, hold that target, please. And that 0.1 meter per second is not very convincing. That looks a lot faster than that. Come on, magnets. Mwah. Sit again. Wow. That had some oomph to it. Just come on. Boop. Yes, thank you. And we missed our target. Yay. We need to come to a stop here. God, how much fueling do we have left to do? Not an insignificant amount. 4 grand, and we still got to get all the dumb stuff out of it. So even after, we'll just hit the brakes here and just leave this dumb thing alone. So we will finish fueling up the LU2 process that does not take an insignificant amount of time, because we have lots of little tanks on here that fuel very, very, very slowly, unfortunately. But with the fueling coming up on complete here, well, no, it's not. We still have these 4 little bottom tanks to fuel up. Hopefully these will take just a little bit less time, and we do have like 99% of the fuel out of this thing, which is, you know, pretty good. I know it is still like 3,000 liters of fuel combined, but it's Yeah, I can't say I actually feel bad about just getting rid of it at this point, although it really would have been, I guess, worth our time to try another docking attempt, but with all the off-axis thrusters of trying to maneuver this thing in place, it's just, well, way more trouble than it's worth. So anyway, I'm going to turn you back over to old me. Hey, we're fueled here. Nope, we got one more. Sorry. Yeah. Can't forget that one. It is the most important of the fuels. I really wish that putting C4 on this big tank would make it explode bigger and brighter and better, because it's all full of fuel, especially all that nitrogen tetroxide. We're essentially blowing up a tank with mostly oxidizer. You've considered KIS replacement. The AJ-10-190 is basically no limits. I say, as far as this install, the most of the AJ-10s, the advanced ones anyway, do have unlimited runtime. It's just their spool time, like their spool up time, is really just not great for landers. Okay, hey, we are done fueling. I repeat, we are done fueling. So we're going to get our engineer out. EVA. Alright, so what am I supposed to do? Hit the number on the keypad, number 5? Not on my 10 pad though, right? Because that would be too easy if it was on the 10 pad. But I get it. You can't win all the time. Let's go see which one of these crates is the most empty. Our engine crates inventory. That one, pretty empty. Doesn't have a whole lot of tonnage in it. I wonder if one of them is actually empty. Nope, not you. Yes, there it is. Detach and grab. Let's go to town. It's this way. It's this way, everyone. I'm getting centered. So yeah, as long as you have a node to operate with, centering the engine is easy. Just if your design calls for them to be clipped in a little bit, like the center one here, that's off the table. A single failure during the entire shuttle program of those 190s. Rushing your lunar program. Yeah. But you have a very sketch station around the... Has it blown up twice, beastly pig? If it hasn't blown up twice, then it can't be all that sketch. Let's say, oh, I live, eat, and breathe KIS. Dark Lord. It is the mod that has saved so many Kerbals. Alright, I guess we don't really need that Apollo docking port. But, storage is not accessible while carried. Well, why the hell did I carry it out here then? That was real dumb. Can't do that. Can you carry a docking port? No, you're over by like 1,000 liters. Yeah, I guess that docking port's just gonna have to go. Alright, well, we got the charges. That's what matters. Lots and lots of explosives. I'm glad we figured that part out. AJ-10 and the RL-10 are the engines that refuse to die. I mean, they've been in service since the 50s in some iteration or another. Just, we've got a good design. Just keep tweaking it. Late RL10 variants, early ones are almost as HA10-37 bad. Ouch. Yeah, but it is in fact true. Binged it in 2 weeks. You, sir, deserve a medal. Many medals, perhaps. Not crewed it yet, and it doesn't even have big solar panels. When do the RTGs unlock? That's what you need, is just a massive, massive, massive cluster of RTGs, like 20 of them. Alright, I guess we don't technically need to have you inside before we undock. I just think it might be... Yeah, you know what? No. You go ahead and go over here and get ready to plant these charges while we back the LU2 off, because the last thing we need is to lose the LU2. Not you, you. Undock. Nope, RCS to arm. Reverse thrust. And, you know, nope, other way. Just give it a good nudge. Let's switch to our Kerbal on the ladder. Nope, not you. You. RCS pack. Inventory. How long do you think we need? 2 minutes? Alright, I'm sorry, Chad. I've been ignoring you again. Chunk is convinced half of his RCS don't work. Time to investigate. Interesting. This is professional KSP. Modular, how's it going? Welcome back, man. Glad to see you again. Maybe a bit longer than that. Feels like only 2. Metal or a padded cell. You might qualify more for the padded cell. The shitty RTGs. That's all I've got. Enough of them. And oh, they'll work. Can I plant multiples of these? Setup. Timer. 20, 30. Let's go for 120 seconds. No. That's 2 minutes. Do you think, can we get clear in 2 minutes? Tweak it. An Aero jerk, rocket time, and overcharge NASA. 38 million for a single RL10C? Holy. Aero company overcharging NASA. Perish the thought. The bomb has been planted. Rush B. Alright. Let's actually plant this bomb. 120 seconds. Activate. Oh god. It's way scarier. You see those numbers start moving and, like, man, it makes the heart jump just a little bit. Come on, come on, get clear, you need to get to cover. Oh, I didn't even pick the side with the door. Come on, get inside. I should have set the timer on my phone. Where is the door? It's up there. Oh, you're the worst bomb technician in the history of the space program. This is why we should not have retired Boris. Grab. Board. Board. Oh, that one's full. It's only the single seat. Everything that could go terribly, tragically wrong is going terribly, tragically wrong. Get clear, get clear, get clear, get clear. How long do we have on this bomb? I should have left the timer open so I could see. Now we're just going to sit here and, like, pucker our butts until it explodes. Oh, we have a frame rate drop. It's either garbage collection or an impending explosion. Nope, garbage collection. KSP, you are going to give me a heart attack. It's 3 a.m. p.m. past midnight. You just lolled. Glad I could help. This is the longest 2 minutes of my entire life. I swear it's been 2 minutes. I really want to put out these solar panels, but yeah, I mean, I know there's no actual flying debris, but what is going on here? Thank you, Lucy. Quote for the stream right there. Oh god. Do we have a dud? Set as target. Let's docking a full LU2 is going to be a problem. I can see that already. Usually we only have to dock this thing when it's mostly empty. I think we're going to have some weight distribution issues, and I'm 100% certain that closing off the timer on that bomb disabled it. God damn it. Thanks for making me look like an asshole, KSP. Alright, well. We've cleaned up after ourselves, everyone. I know, longest. We're yellow clocked. This is what I should have been paying attention to. But, well, with the biggest obstacle and hopefully the last bit of Kraken bait from the original Tremonia station now removed and out of the way, we can go ahead and start making our docking approach to Tremonia station proper at the actual docking hub, which was, you know, like the second thing on our agenda when I started this live stream. And here we are, you know, swinging up on the last 20 minutes or so, and we're finally getting around to it. The good news is that LU2 is extraordinarily well balanced, and so docking goes relatively smoothly. Although we're taking our approach nice and slow because, well, it's a little crowded there on the docking hub, and I did not check this thing for clearance, although it really should be not an issue with the way the docking hub is designed. We should have exactly no problems fitting into any of the spaces on board, and well, getting our crew back all into one building and kind of sussing out our situation as far as the damage to the station proper, namely what's going on with our power draw, and any other changes that we might see fit to make before we just go ahead and embark on the rest of our mission. So we've pulled to a stop just above the uppermost docking port, lowermost perhaps. It's kind of hard to tell. I think we'll call this one the lower docking port because the lab should be facing up, I suppose. That's just, yeah, you know what? That's how we'll call it. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get on to final approach for this docking maneuver, which has lots of scraped paint as usual. So I will turn you right back over to old me live during the broadcast. That was a bad thump, but you know what? We're almost there. We're almost there. Come on. Thank you. Got it. 2 for 2. Dockings. 0 for 2 polar missions. You just semi-G attach them into a circular shape and put in the bay. That works. You might have to send me a picture of what you mean, Lucy. I'm not sure I can picture it really. Turn on the engines. Punch it. Just floor it. Just go. Just go. Alright, so what is our electric charge looking like? Oh, we're actually charging. We're actually charging our batteries. That's so stupid. Right. Well then, undock. Let's get our engineer out and let's blow that thing up. Crew hatch. No, that's our pilot. Oh, here's the problem. Fukin. He fucking ruined it. He was the pilot who had us ditching in the ocean also, if you remember. That's why all those RTGs. Well, you know, gotta keep the thing going. Remember to take note of the door. We have many doors this time. I have multiple hatches to which I can egress. Ingress. The first step is to give this thing a solid kick in the pants. Inventory. Okay, good. We got our C4. We got 2 charges left. Let's give this thing a good swift kick in the boot. Excellent work. I wish the camera had stayed stable enough so that we could watch it get punted clear of the station. Alright, now we'll plant our charges. Actually, maybe we'll give this another kick. Just to be sure. Instead of a kick, let's give it a nice long punch. Or push. Push is the word I was looking for. Alright, and then Z4. Attach. Setup. Let's do 30 seconds. Activate. Run. Where's the station? Where's... Oh god. Alright, so what are we at? 58, so that was probably about the 20-second marker. Ah, I keep hitting the wrongiest wrong button. Alright, so it's been like 10 seconds-ish. How long did it take us to get out of there? 3 seconds? Oh, yeah. Perfect. Maybe we'll just stand here and watch this one go. It runs out of fuel. Woo! That had some jiggle to it. Nicely done. So now Nancy Kennedy, our newest ranking demolitions astronaut, can make her way back around to the Lunar Uber 2 and get ready for the next phase of this mission. We're just going to go ahead and let that fuel tank thing sit on the back burner, at least for the time being. We'll probably start prepping a launch vehicle, but it's going to be a little while before we can get them to them. So after the Dory is fueled, we'll proceed on mission. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.